Good news is finally here for New York Yankees fans, and the mood around the Bronx is changing fast. After weeks of uncertainty, speculation, and non-stop debates across sports media, a fresh update has injected real optimism into the fan base. The energy feels different now, not just hopeful, but confident. From the clubhouse to the front office, and even among rival analysts, there's a growing belief that the Yankees are moving in the right direction at exactly the right time. And if you've been following the team closely, you can sense that something important is building behind the scenes. For much of the recent stretch, Yankees fans have been asking the same question: where is this team headed? Injuries, inconsistent performances, and trade rumors created an atmosphere filled with doubt. But this new development changes the conversation entirely. Instead of talking about problems, fans are now talking about possibilities. Reports surrounding internal improvements, player recovery progress, and strategic adjustments have sparked excitement across New York. The organization appears more aligned than it has been in months, and insiders are suggesting that the team's long-term plan is finally starting to show real results. One of the biggest reasons for this renewed optimism is the strong momentum coming from key players stepping up at crucial moments. The Yankees have always relied on star power, but recently it's been the balance across the roster that's catching attention. Younger players are showing confidence, veterans are embracing leadership roles, and the chemistry inside the clubhouse looks noticeably stronger. When a team begins trusting each other again, performance often follows, and that's exactly what fans are starting to witness. The energy during games feels more focused, more determined, and far less tense than before. Another major factor behind the positive shift is the growing stability within the pitching staff. Earlier concerns about depth and consistency had many analysts worried, but recent performances suggest adjustments are working. Coaches have emphasized smarter pitch selection, better workload management, and improved communication between pitchers and catchers. These changes might not always make headlines, but they can completely transform a season. When pitchers feel supported and confident, the entire rhythm of a team improves, and the Yankees are beginning to benefit from that stability. The front office also deserves attention for staying patient during a period when outside pressure was intense. Fans demanded immediate moves, bold trades, and dramatic changes, yet the organization chose a measured approach instead. Now, that patience appears to be paying off. Rather than making panic decisions, management focused on internal development and long-term flexibility. This strategy is beginning to reshape public perception. Instead of criticism, discussions are turning toward trust in the process and belief that leadership knows exactly what direction the team is taking. What makes this update even more encouraging is how it impacts the mental side of the game. Baseball is as much psychological as it is physical, and confidence can change everything. When players feel momentum shifting in their favor, they play freer and more aggressively. Small successes start turning into larger winning streaks. Fans feed off that energy. Stadium atmospheres grow louder, and suddenly the pressure that once weighed heavily becomes motivation instead. Yankee Stadium thrives on emotion, and right now, that emotion is moving back toward excitement rather than frustration. Social media reactions from fans show just how quickly the narrative has changed. Only weeks ago, discussions were dominated by criticism and concern. Now timelines are filled with optimism, lineup predictions, playoff conversations, and renewed support for players who faced heavy scrutiny earlier. This emotional turnaround highlights how closely connected the Yankees are to their fan base. Few teams in sports experience mood swings as dramatic as those in New York, and when optimism returns, it spreads rapidly throughout the baseball world. There's also growing belief that this moment could mark a turning point in the season. Every successful team experiences a phase where momentum shifts unexpectedly, and many insiders believe the Yankees may be entering that phase now. Improved communication between coaching staff and players has reportedly strengthened preparation routines. Practices are sharper, game plans are clearer, and players seem more comfortable executing strategies under pressure. These behind-the-scenes improvements rarely receive attention until results begin appearing on the field, but they often define championship runs. Another interesting element of this positive update is how it reinforces leadership within the locker room. Veteran players have reportedly taken stronger roles in mentoring younger teammates, creating a more unified culture. Leadership doesn't always appear in statistics, but it shows up in resilience during difficult innings and composure during close games. The Yankees' history is built on strong clubhouse leadership, and signs suggest that tradition is being revived. When experienced players guide the team emotionally, younger talent develops faster and performs with greater confidence. Fans are also encouraged by the organization's focus on health and conditioning improvements. Earlier, struggles were partly connected to injuries disrupting consistency, but recent updates indicate better recovery timelines and smarter player management. Keeping key contributors available during critical stretches could make a massive difference. A healthy roster allows managers to maintain lineup stability, and stability often leads to better performance over time. For a team with championship expectations, health can be just as important as talent. Another reason optimism is growing is the visible improvement in team identity. Earlier, critics argued the Yankees lacked consistency in approach, but recent games show clearer offensive strategies and smarter situational play. Players appear more disciplined at the plate, more aggressive on defense, and more aware of game situations. These subtle improvements signal strong coaching adjustments. When a team understands its identity, performances become more predictable and winning becomes more sustainable. The atmosphere around Yankee Stadium is slowly returning to what fans love most: anticipation. Instead of entering games with anxiety about what might go wrong, supporters are beginning to expect competitive performances again. That emotional transformation changes how every inning feels. Baseball seasons are long, filled with ups and downs, but moments like this can redefine momentum. One positive stretch can inspire confidence that carries through months of competition. Media discussions have also shifted tone. Commentators who previously questioned the team's direction are now acknowledging visible progress. While skepticism hasn't disappeared entirely, there's growing recognition that the Yankees may have quietly solved several underlying issues. This shift in media perception matters because narratives influence pressure levels. When expectations move from criticism to cautious optimism, players often perform with greater freedom. Perhaps the most exciting aspect of this update is the sense that the Yankees are rediscovering their competitive edge. Great teams develop a mindset where close games feel winnable rather than stressful. Recent performances suggest that mentality is returning. Players are showing resilience late in games, fighting through difficult situations instead of collapsing under pressure. That emotional toughness is often the difference between average teams and postseason contenders. Fans know better than anyone that baseball seasons can change quickly, but moments like this create belief. The Yankees aren't just receiving good news, they're building momentum, restoring confidence, and reconnecting with the identity that defines the franchise. Hope is replacing doubt, excitement is replacing frustration, and the conversation